Hello, UKW faithful. It's the UKW champion Tyler Drake, and I want to take this moment to say I'm not speaking to you right now as the UKW champion Tyler Drake. I am speaking to you as UKW president Tyler Drake, and what happened last time on Renegade we can't have happen, and nobody should feel unsafe in their working environment. And I've been in very much contact with Rio. He's in a stable condition. I want to send the condolences to his friends and family for the situation that went down. He actually got released from hospital, so I know he's in a good mindset, and he has chosen to not let the legal system pursue legal action. So I'm going to tell everybody this, that this situation can, and under my watch and Sydney's watch now, will never happen again. I've been very much taking a step back, very much focused on my in-ring career, but this is something I can't let go by. And with everything that's been happening with Wallace and myself, my vision's been kind of compromised. And red, white, and bruised. I take care of Austin Wallace, and I get back to putting a due effort into both jobs I have. The job I have to the UKW roster and to you as the faithful as the UKW president, but I also have another job for the faithful, and that is to be the world champion that they deserve. And that is definitely not a guy like Austin Wallace. So, Rio, we hope you get well, buddy. You're a key point to the roster, and we'll see you whenever you get back. The spot's always going to be there for you. But as for you, Austin Wallace, come red, white, and bruised. Because, you know, my one problem with Wallace is he wants to claim to be this superstar A-list. But when he has the opportunity to prove it, he never shows up. Like here tonight, he's not here. We have a build to a massive match at Red, White, and Bruised in DC, and he's nowhere to be seen. And see, that's why I say the similarities between me and Wallace are there. Because I was very much like Austin. And Austin needs a wake-up call, just like I got. And I will promise you, at Red, White, and Bruised, Austin Wallace gets that wake-up call. What the hell? Tyler Drake was addressing the UKW faithful, and now he's getting attacked by his challenger at Red, White, and Bruised in Austin Wallace.
What is going on here?
Austin Wallace is clearly showing no bounds here.
Oh God, Wallace Way. A devastating Wallace Way on that concrete. Drake had adjusted himself to be out here in the backstage to get some alone time to address the faithful, because he knew Wallace. This is ridiculous. Austin Wallace cannot set his own grievances aside for one moment so that Drake can address a very serious situation that happened last week on Renegade with Rio De Niro.
This is ridiculous, man.
Oh, no.
I agree. This is beyond ridiculous.
No, oh my God.
Understand.
Oh Lord, another Wallace Way.
I understand this is the future challenger for the championship, but this is more than just than just a title match. This is life or death.
All right, guys, as we're gonna take a second to try to cool down as we get in to what is going to be a big opening match for both of these competitors, guys. Wave takes on Wreck Wagner. A big matchup for two of the UKW's newest signees. And I think both of these guys are big into making a first impression here in front of the faithful. And I think this is a big chance for them to do that, guys.
Definitely. And Rec had said, I think, before this match that he really values honor, tradition, family, the mask. And I think really that he has a big
I agree 100%. He has a lot of tradition that he's trying to uphold, as well as a chance to try to break his own way. And we got to think with Wave as well. Wave was talking about it and was very big on setting a key opening tone here tonight in his debut in Renegade. Also wanting to make this match the match of the night. And I think that is going to be a key point for Wave to come out every time he steps inside the Renegade ring, is to make his match must watch, make his match must see, and make his match of the night.
This is definitely going to be a huge match. This is definitely one of the ways that you want to, make your mark here. I'm all about first impressions, and that's just, the start. You definitely want to, get a good first impression out there. You want to impress the board, the fans, everybody, because it really sets the tone for a career. We talk about, plenty of different guys who came in here. Some of them made the wrong first impression, and it took them a long time to get where they needed to be. Some people that came in and made a good first impression, and the opportunities, they flew at them.
Dakota, you brought up the tradition that Rec Del Wagner wants to showcase here at UKW. It's also a big part of kind of separating himself from that. He's been very much about, he wants to honor tradition, but he also wants to build his own legacy. And I think this is going to be a big moment for him to do that, to get exposure on UKW Renegade here, especially against a opponent like on the level of Wave, who is definitely set to try to make a good first impression himself. So I think this is a perfect matchup for Wagner and Wave.
No, that's definitely the case, Cass. And I think what you said right there is great, because he really emphasized before this match how he was trying to get away from that. He said he didn't want to be Lucha Libre anymore. He was Lucha Lethal. So I'm excited to see how he can put that perspective in the ring. I'm excited to see what he can do in the ring, especially for both of these competitors coming into UKW as young talent. It's going to be interesting to see how they hold themselves up against the crowd noise, how they hold themselves up against the pressure, how they fight well, and how they wrestle well. Here we go.
And now we get the opening lockup between Wave and Wagner, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets the opener here, with Wave securing that side headlock. But it's all about who can gain.
I gotta step in real quick. Dakota, you mentioned the Lucha Lethal. I'm not gonna lie, I really love that tagline. That he said he wanted to be Lucha Lethal. That was pretty solid. I can't lie. That's a great first impression on my part.
And now you see Wave take the back with the wrist lock, and this could be big here for Wave, because if Wave can get this opening kind of grapple down here against Wagner, he can try to look to take advantage. But now Wagner with the chin lock onto Wave, and this match is kind of starting a bit slower than I thought it was going to. But no, the jawbreaker from Wave gives him advantage.
And that's just what he needed. Wave needed that momentum there.
And now here we go. Wave piping up the crowd here at Renegade, but he runs right into a suplex from Wagner. Wagner now picking up Wave. Big shot. Another shot. Wave now in trouble. Wagner on the offense with the shot to the back. Now setting up for the big atomic drop. Oh, but no, Wave counters out. Wave now uses the ropes to his advantage. What a drop kick. Oh my God!
Beautifully executed there.
Just absolutely leveled the jaw of Wagner, but now Wagner's going to try to get some advantage. And now here we go, guys, into the roll-up. There's one, there's two, but no, the kick out. The kick out.
Get out.
I think it's going to be big, guys. That was a quick 2 count, but Wave's got to try to capitalize. Now look at Wave. Wave's going to take his own advantage. Into the cover, counts 1. There's 2, but another kick out, that time by Wagner. Both of these men are very much going for counts early. They're trying to get that early count to get this match over with, because you're not paid by the hourly here. You're paid by the victory. And look at the moonsault by Wave. But
we're not paid like hourly or nothing like that. So you want to get in, you want to get out, you want to preserve your energy, your body for whatever's next, because you know, as much as you think you should, you don't know what's next.
Now Wave ended up colliding with the referee, but sent Wagner back off the apron. Wave now off the ropes. Wave looking for the, oh no! He went for the suicide dive, but that time gave Wagner a chance to counter it, and now he's in control on the outside here.
And just like that, a match can turn tables real fast. Now Wagner's got to take this momentum and do something with it.
He went for the frog splash off of the apron. That is not what you wanted to do if you were Wagner, missing on a move like that. And now look at Wave with the kick to the side of the dome. That massive, massive punt kick to the side of the head. And now Wave is in full control with the backbreaker, neckbreaker combination. Now into the cover. On to Wagner. Count two and another kick out by Wagner. Wagner continuing to show his ability to keep this match on in pace. Big shot from Wave. Oh my God! Just jacked him with a knee strike, did Wagner. And now Wave looks to be on the defense. This has been a very back and forth contest, guys. Both of these guys showing why the UKW board sought them out and brought them in here.
I would agree. The impressiveness by these two so far have been absolutely great, and they continue to put on a show.
Big suplex again from Wagner. Wagner now, oh my God, just stepping on the nose of Wave. Playing a little bit of dirty mind tricks is Wave, and that could be setting up. Wave in position, shot to the midsection. Wave's gonna look, double a massive arm hook DDT into the cover. There's one, there's two, but now the kick out for Wave. Wave stays alive in what could be a big opening contest for both Wagner and Wave in their debut matches. And now, the rollback from Wave, and now look at Wave, here he comes. Wave with a clothesline, another clothesline, ducks underneath, Wave, big corkscrew power slam, and now this is Wave, fully high energy. Has
Crowd
Wagner
is hyped up, he knows how to control the crowd. He's doing a great job. What is Wagner going to respond with?
Oh my God, the knee balance in Seguri. Perfectly timed. And now Wave could be looking for the tap out here as he turns him into the sharpshooter. Sharpshooter locked in here on Wagner. Wave's got it locked. But Wagner not going to let that happen. Uses his legs to power out. Not going to let Wave get the upper hand like that. Set up for a big victory here. A look off the back. And now another atomic drop from Wagner. Continue to wrench the neck of Wave. And guys, both of these competitors have been impressive. That's what's going to be key, is that you got to impress. We understand that some people on the Renegade roster hadn't impressed the Faithful and hadn't impressed the board, so they're not here anymore. So
exactly. You need to be impressive.
Now look at this Wave. Wave has Wagner up on that top rope. The roll through from Wave. Look at Wave. Scales the top rope like a cat. And now off. Superplex. Rolls through as well to the brain buster. And Wave could be looking for the win here. Moonsault as well. What the hell? This man Wave is operating on a hell of a game plan. Now Wave, big throwback slam, and now has that rear naked choke locked in on Wagner, and this could be game, set, match for Wagner. He's got that rear naked.
The resilience gonna be there.
Got that rear naked choke locked in, and it's got to be over. He's got to tap. The tap out from Wagner is definitely what you were looking for if you were Wave. You wanted to make a statement. Well, let me be the first to say, statement was made by the form of Wave. Definitely a guy that is going to set his mark here. Wait, what the hell? Guys, that's Cole King.
What's going on here?
Oh my God. Oh my God. That forearm to Wave from King. What the hell is
Hey,
Colt
we
King doing?
mentioned being undeniable, right? Colt King is doing the best he can to show that he is undeniable.
And you gotta
Colt King doesn't like the new talent.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you think that it has something to do with Colt feeling like he's being pushed down the left by God flux capacitor?
He is making sure he's not the one at the end of the meat chain.
You gotta think that King, we know that he's been frustrated with his position. We know he's made that very vocal to the board and to the faithful that he is not happy with his position on the roster. And you gotta think this is a shot to up his stake. Another flux capacitor. That time on the chair to wave. Message has been sent by faster than lightning Colt King. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on with UKW Renegade, we have a major main event to see who will be the next challenger for Alex Young's Internet Championship. But first, we hear from the Internet Champion. Here he is.
UKW, it is I, your UKW Internet Champion, the most thought out champion, the most decorated champion, the most fulfilled champion. Now, before I get on to my little rant, I just want to say it feels good to still be alive. It feels good to still be Internet Champion after that brute, after that maniac tried to throw me and end my career. 16 stitches. Most of them went to my C4 vertebrae, and the rest were down my spine, my ribs, and just overall lower back. So I'm not 100%. But luckily, I'm still able to walk. Now on to more matters that need more attention. Rio de Janeiro. I know everybody saw it. Rio got shot. And I'm here to tell you all, it was me. I did it. Alex Young, shot Rio de Janeiro. Because I heard those little comments. That the commentators, they like to talk about, that Rio got the better of me. He didn't get the better of me. He's a loser. Just like when I took that chair to his head, he lost. Just like when there was a count out at Smash, he lost. He's a loser and he's beneath me. And I told Rio, you pushed me hard enough, I just might try to kill you. But luckily, I still have a heart. I still thought about his family. I still thought about his well-being. And I know I'm a good shot because Rio knows I never miss a target. Now he's being rushed into the hospital. But with him MIA and out of action, I'm here to announce we will have a new #1 contender. And I will defend this UKW Internet Championship. But to any opponent, the only thing I have to lose now is this title. I've already crossed the line that I cannot come back from. I've already been broken beyond repair. Now that's all that's left is for me to break you and make you feel pain. So to whoever my new opponent is, be warned. I will break you. I will destroy you. And I will tear you apart limb from limb and leave your body broken. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. I'll see you soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on after some strong words from the Internet Champion Alex Young. A big, big match here. As last week on UKW Renegade, guys, we saw the true colors of what Black Iron and Gabriel Cole, the Foundry, as they attacked a guy who looked up to the Foundry when he was first entering UKW, and he very much saw Cole and Iron as leaders in the locker room. And I guess they didn't see it the same way. The attack on Adam Visor has left the future in stone in a little bit of a bad mood. So now Black Iron has drawn Adam Visor for a one-on-one match here tonight.
Like they were arguing, and then Adam was coming in here in the ring to stop them, and then it just turned against them. I'm starting to wonder, maybe, guys, this was their whole plan all along, to make people think that they were mad at each other and were really not, and are on a whole different wave path right now.
You know, I really don't agree with it, obviously. You know, I could say it 1,000 times. I don't agree with what they did. But damn, did it make waves. And it definitely sent a statement to the rest of the UKW locker room. They said, forget looking up to us. We're going to be looking down at you.
You gotta think that Adam Visor, who has so much of his future in UKW already like palmed and patterned out, he knows all these things that he wants to do. How big would it be to get a win over Black Iron here? A guy that is a former Valor Heavyweight Champion, a former International Champion. Like, Black Iron's done a lot here in UKW, and this would probably be the biggest win of Visor's career if he can get this done. Oh my God, Visor starts off with a massive drop kick on Black Iron.
It's a great start. We have not seen Black Iron in solos competition in a while, so I'm excited to see how he does here.
You got to wonder, Dakota, how much of Black Iron is going to be, like you said, a little bit rusty in solo competition, because he's been able to rely on Gabriel for a while now, but it seems like Adam Visor's absolutely taken Black Iron into the woodwork. Now look at Visor over the top and levels Black Iron early. And look at the future in stone.
What a way to start the match.
Adam Visor's looking really good here, guys, but it's all going to be on how can Black Iron take back advantage. Look at Visor went for the crossbody. Black Iron moved out of the way.
Adam Visor is not someone you want to take lightly. I know that he doesn't hold hate in his heart, but I also do know that he's not one to be taken advantage of, because this man has been, you know, beaten up by the Foundry once before. He's going to empty out all that anger. He's going to try at least on Black Iron.
Now you see Black Iron. Look at Black Iron with a big elbow, the kick as well, the shot to the midsection. Counter throw on the outside as Black Iron levels Visor. It's going to be key.
Side has really been prominent in this match right now.
Yeah, it seems like the Visor seems to hold a little bit of animosity towards Black Iron for what happened, but look at Visor, snaps him down. Visor now off the ropes, flies in, oh my God, just leveled Black Iron with that kick to the face. Oh, here we go, Visor snaps him up, DDT! Delivered to Black Iron. And Visor, like I said, guys, has been very impressive throughout his UKW career so far. And think of his match against Rick Boom, his match, all the matches he's had, and big cutter by Black Iron off of the corner. But Visor has been impressive, and like I said, a win here against Black Iron only continues to improve that resume. Big knees delivered right to the jaw from Black Iron. Black Iron went for the kick, but Visor just seemed to fall back to the mat. I think if you're Black Iron, if you're wanting to build up the new reputation of the Foundry, the new reputation that you want the Foundry to have, a win here against Visor is critical.
Well, it is, and this is what they need after that absolute bombshell they dropped on the UKW universe, and I'm excited to see how they continue with it.
Because you got to think if you're
you need to prove that you're just more than your words. I know they obviously, you know, beat the hell out of Adam Visor. That wasn't an official match. You need to be able to beat him, you know, when it counts.
And I know that Black Iron and Cole are dead set on setting their eyes back on Cruz and Silver to get those World Tag Team titles back. But a loss here to Visor completely might derail that, because then you got to think, like, y'all have no key wins as of late. And y'all, the matches y'all have had, y'all have losses. So now look at Visor. Visor off the ropes, looking for the Superman 450. Black Iron went for an elbow. Visor moved out of the way, but now Black Iron bringing the strikes, the kick as well. Iron sends him off the ropes, out of the ropes as well. And now look at Black Iron. Black going top rope. Off the ropes. Oh my God, Visor. Oh my God. Caught him with
Oh
one.
my.
Oh my Lord. Caught him with one hell of a power bomb. And now Visor lifts him back up. And then a running sit-out power bomb again to Black Iron. Oh my.
Just a couple of inches away was that steel ramp, and that is not where Black Iron wanted to be.
Jesus Christ, Visor. He caught Black Iron out of mid-air and dropped him with a devastating power bomb. Visor could be looking for the win. Could he look for that future in stone, a driver? Oh my God, no, he looks for our Enziguri instead and absolutely cleans the clock of Black Iron. Now it looks like he's setting up for that future in stone driver.
Is it going to be over for Black Iron?
Oh, but no, Black got out of it. Black now went for the kick, went for the elevated flat iron, but Visor able to move out of the way. Now Black bringing the strike force back on Adam Visor. Now picks up.
You know, we keep talking about how, you know, Black Iron and Gabriel Cole to prove something. Adam Visor could be the one to be proving something in the match.
Count two off of the elevated. No! The kick out of the elevated flat iron by Visor, and I think that proves a lot. There are world champions that have got laid down, but now look at Black Iron. Oh my God! Corkscrew flat iron into the cover.
Like you were saying.
Another kick out by Visor. But I'm gonna get back to what I was saying.
In it.
I was gonna get back to what I was gonna say, Valente. World champions have been put down by that elevated flat iron. So this shows the grit and resilience of Adam Visor. But Visor countered the second elevated flat iron.
Oh, I don't know. That one looked kind of resembling of Gabriel Cole.
Now hook, shot. Visor now. Visor sends Black Iron over the top. Visor.
It's best. Visor, what you got?
Here we go, Visor. Gonna do a dive
Come
on
on.
Black Iron. Wait, Cole! Cole puts Black Iron out of the way!
Wait.
Visor took out Cole! Wait,
What
Black
a
Iron!
move by Cole!
Black Iron! Oh my God! Just sent Visor craning into the barricade twice! Wait, no! That the capitalization by Gabriel Cole. Now shot to the midsection. And I'm gonna hit faded flat iron again. Into the cover on Visor. And Cole with the assist gets a win for the Foundry.
Well, at least we know Cole's not selfish anymore.
The win for the Foundry becomes 1 over all. Cole, Black Iron, back on the win column.
What's going on, everybody? Ring announcer Eero here to talk to you about UKW's brand new membership feature. For just $2.99 a month, you can become part of the UKW Faithful Plus. And that means you get access to exclusive members-only content. Are you listening? Recommend any retro pay-per-view from any wrestling brand, and it'll be reviewed by the UKW team and then posted in a members-only channel. Along with that, you get access to exclusive members-only Discord chat, where you can get sneak peeks to all future UKW events and a behind-the-scenes look. Or, you ready for this? You can become a member of the UKW Faithful Advanced tier for just $4.99 a month, where you get 24-hour early access to all episodes of UKW, not including pay-per-views, and you're allowed one extra character to be featured in UKW, and you get all the other stuff as well. You can join the elite of the UKW Faithful today. Just click that join button next to the channel, click the link in the description, whichever fits your fancy, and join today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on with UKW Renegade, Macho Malenko, the Tripster, is in for a big matchup, guys, as he has issued an open challenge to anyone in the UKW locker room that wants to take a step up to the Tripster. And, guys, Macho has been on a big streak, has yet to be pinned or submitted inside of a UKW ring.
This is a great time to open challenge because we haven't seen Macho in a while here, not since his match against El Mito about a month ago. So he really feels the need to be able to get in the ring and get something done. He feels like he's been put on the shelf too long, and I completely respect that. Take all the confidence you have and put that in the ring. I'm excited to see who will challenge him.
I'm really excited to see who he's got up against him. As we all know, Macho is definitely an impressive competitor.
Macho, a blast from the past. Dakota, it's funny you mention how Macho's been on the shelf, because he's going to have to face the man that he put on the shelf in the form of the Pegasus, Mason Andrews. Oh,
My goodness. This is great.
Oh, this is great for the UKW faithful, and this is fantastic for Mason Andrews. But if you're the Tripster, if you're Macho Malenko, I would be heading for the hills, because you have pissed off Mason Andrews. And now he is set for a match with the Tripster, and a pissed off Mason Andrews is a person I would not want to go head-to-head with in the circle.
Not. You do not want to piss off the Pegasus, but you've done exactly that. I'm going to be excited to see how Mason Andrews will channel that anger in this match tonight.
It's all going to be on if Mason, because like you said, Valente, you've mentioned it before. You mentioned it during Draya's match over on Valor, how your time away could really get to you. Your time away could really cause that rust to set in. Is that going to be the case with Mason Andrews? He hasn't been here for a while. So it's really the case of, can Mason get back to the groove he was in before he left? Here we go. Macho Malenko and Mason Andrews set for action here tonight. You know, Macho already has a pinfall win over Andrews. That was kind of... And then after that match is when Macho got all and took out Mason Andrews. But Mason's playing a bit cleaner than I thought he would. Now he's right in the face.
The anger would be a little bit worse.
Personally, in my humble opinion, I do think the Macho Malenko putting Mason Andrews out may have humbled Mason Andrews just a bit. I don't know why it wouldn't. He practically put him on the shelf. It's one of the most embarrassing things that you could, have to take in as a competitor. Being injured by another man is not something that you want to flaunt. So I'm sure that Mason Andrews is taking a little bit more of a humble approach and just worried about, say, strategy rather than, flashiness.
It's all going to be about getting the victory if you're Mason Andrews here tonight. But if you're Macho, you got to think it's all about getting the victory too. Because like you said, Dakota, he hasn't really been a prominent feature on Renegade over the past couple of weeks.
And he's undefeated.
Kick out by Andrews. And that's another thing.
He's really come into the UKW roster. He's really come into the UKW universe and won over hearts. And he's definitely won every one of his matches he's been in. So right now, Macho's definitely got all the confidence, but I wonder if that confidence can counteract Mason Andrews' anger.
Big super kick there by Andrews. And now Andrews is out to the apron. And Andrews could be looking for something big here, guys. Andrews is going to go to the apron. And what a lariat, dropping Macho Malenko.
And there's that flashiness that Valente said he hadn't shown yet. But there it is right there.
And there's the sling blade as well.
Rephrase, but I don't mean flashiness. I mean ego. Because, before the injury, Mason had fought with a lot of ego. And, rightfully so. He was one of the best around.
And now look at that.
That same ego did get put out.
Well, Mason seemed to be looking for a bit of a Kimura lock after the kick to the arm. But now Macho was a little bit too close to the ropes. Oh, no. Look at... Oh, my God. The German from Macho. Macho countered the lariat from Andrews. Now a beautiful German. Now what is going to be the game plan here? If you're Mason Andrews, you got to think that you're trying to put out Malenko. But Malenko now in dominating offense flips him up after a powerbomb into the knee.
And that's how you turn the tides, and Mason might be bleeding from that forehead a little bit.
It definitely looked like he might have got a little bit of blood out of that knee strike. And now Look at Macho. Macho's going to go to the outside. Macho. Oh, but Mason's right on Macho. Multiple shots. But no, the counter from Malenko. Malenko caught. Sails the ropes. Malenko. Oh, but Mason's right on him. Malenko off of the top. No, went for the DDT. Andrews countered. And Andrews right back into control, guys, which is right where the Pegasus wants to be. And then a beautiful sit-out bomb into the cover. There's two, but that is, no, a kick out by Malenko.
Joe stays in it. Now Mason's got to go back to the drawing board.
He's setting up on that second rope. He'll be going for a big move here. Went for a European uppercut. Malenko moved out of the way. Malenko now has him up on his shoulders, looking C4. A beautiful running C4 into the cover. Counts two. No, the kick out. The kick out from the Pegasus.
Mason able to stay in it. My goodness, Macho can't believe it.
Macho now, big shot, and another shot. The punches raining down on the Pegasus.
This is not what you want if you're Mason Andrews.
Malenko might be looking to close the chapter on Andrews very soon, but Andrews not having it. Counters out, big forearm, big punch as well from the Pegasus. Shot to the midsection. Into a DDT as well by Andrews. Mason now in the corner. Spear just leveled. Malenko into the cover.
Hell.
Off of the spear. Just cut Malenko in half, but Malenko stays alive. Guys, and I'm being dead serious. I don't know how he kicked out of that. That's crazy.
I have no clue. That spear was definitely calculated by Mason. Every last shot he had, he put into that, and Malenko stays in it.
Big key point for Malenko. Oh, but Malenko moves out of the way of the moonsault. Malenko now spins. Andrews in. Oh my God, just levels him with a lariat. And that could be it right there. Into the cover. There's two. And another kick out for the Pegasus. Not gonna lie, guys, this has been a great matchup here.
100%. Back and forth. There's really no guy with the upper hand.
And it
It's really
truly,
a 50-50 contest.
and Valente, to me, it truly showcases big fall away slam off the top there into the cover. Counts two, but another kick out from Mason. It really showcases how even of a playing field both of these guys are on.
Really does, but this means a lot to Macho. Macho loses a lot. If he loses this match, he loses his undefeated streak, and he loses what he did while putting Mason on the shelf. He does not want to lose that. He wants to keep him there.
Malenko going up top. Malenko could be looking to hit something big on Mason. He went for that DDT again, and Andrews, for a second time now, has countered that diving DDT. Now look, setting Macho up top. Whoa, he went for the electric chair bomb. Malenko counted out with a Hurricane Rana. Macho now in the exact same position he beat Mason with before. Nailed him with Purple Rain. There's two. No. Andrews kicked out of Purple Rain.
No way.
Mason's a fighter, y'all. We all know it.
Oh, and look at this. Malenko now is stalking, is going after a prone Andrews. No, but Andrews caught him with a hell of a shot. Now what the hell is this from Mason? Mason teardrop suplex. Oh, he maintains hold of the grip. A second teardrop suplex from Andrews. And again, he maintains the hold. There's a third teardrop suplex from Andrews.
Come on, Mason. Look at him.
Send it to the corner. Andrews now picking up a prone and lifeless Malenko. Sets him up top. Could be big.
Mason, what are you doing?
This could be a big issue.
Mason!
Oh, no. Look at Macho. Macho, oh my God, crotches him on the top. Macho snuck out of the back end and crotched Andrews on the top. Now runs in. Big. Oh my God, the reverse lariat. Just leveled Andrews.
Just when Andrews thought he had all the momentum, Macho takes it back in a
And
flash.
Macho could be looking to end it here with the knee strike. No, but Andrews found a way to get out of the way. And Andrews, once again, he's been targeting it this whole match. But now middle of the ring, relocks in that Kimura. Valente, you know that Kimura isn't just a target of the arm. It's a target of the shoulder as well. A devastating submission hold. Now he's got it locked in on Malenko, but Malenko's got to try to power out. And he does. Able to roll Mason over. Malenko now in position. No! Gets nailed with a drop kick. Right back on him is Andrews. Now locking him into a sharpshooter. And I think Andrews wants the gravitas, the pain to be suffered.
He definitely does, and it's what a way to be submitted.
I look at the strikes going back and forth. Oh, but Andrews gets the control again. Andrews continued.
Mason not playing around.
Mason off of the ropes. Look at, oh my God, what a spear.
Mike, right in half.
Now, the drag to the middle of the ring from Andrews. Andrews is now calling for Macho to get to his feet. And guys, if I was to bet, I would know what's up next. Andrews is looking for the Dominator. Into the cover. Off of the Dominator. There's 2, and that's 3. Wrap it up. A return for the Pegasus.
And if I had to say, what a way to return, it seems like the Pegasus has regained his wings.
A way to get back on track if you're Mason Andrews. So far, the move to Renegade has been a step down in his career, but now back here on the gold brand. He's going to look to... Wait, no, and it doesn't look like to me, guys, that Mason is done with Macho Malenko.
And this, like Lynn said earlier, exactly, it might be justified.
Justified crash out, question mark?
Oh, now look at this. Oh, look at this. Mason hooks that arm again. Oh, Mason is looking to send a message to Malenko, and he just snapped the arm. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, he might have just snapped the arm of Macho Malenko. And guys, we had to get security back here because 1.5 of the World Tag Team Champions are getting jumped right now by Black Iron and Cole. We saw the Foundry out here earlier when Black Iron got his win over Visor, and now they're jumping Orlando Silver.
Well, they're not stopping at Visor, that's for sure.
And we had mentioned during the Visor match of how much they want their hands back on the World Tag Titles. No, Cole, no. What the hell? No. Somebody go check on Orlando.
Somebody get a medic.
Somebody.
Holy hell. All right, guys. We gotta try to move on and get into our next matchup, which is a big match because it hosts the Golden Ace, Amber Reed, and she's gonna take on a person of Violet Grimm's choosing. So it could be
very interesting.
Very interesting situation for the Golden Ace here. Because we know how much the issues between her and Violet Grimm and Drya Dior have been over the past couple of weeks, leading even back at UKW Smash, even before that with Reed and Grimm.
And it seems like Drya really, when it go back to Smash, that was Drya's return, and she did it intervening between the two, and I think she really wanted to set in between these two. She wanted to remind them who she was, and I think that's what she's done really well. But let's not talk bad about Amber Reed. She's really been the one to really put it on Violet Grimm, and she's been really great since debuting in UKW. So I'm excited to see who Violet Grimm chooses tonight.
I think this is going to be she's trying to choose somebody to wear down the Golden Ace as they lead into that match, that triple threat match coming up at Red, White, and Bruised for that UKW Undisputed Women's Championship.
And I don't think Amber had to accept this match, but she did. And Valente, you can go ahead and go what you were about to say.
I was just going to pose the question, if you're Violet Grimm, who the hell are you sending out there right now?
Oh, guys. That's who was chosen. We know that Christy had received a knee issue at UKW Pinnacle when she intervened in Drya and Violet Grimm's unification match. And that kind of caused a rift between her and Grimm and what they had planned. But it seems like that rift has been mended in the form of Christy Reeves is the person that Violet Grimm, the undisputed champion, has chose to face the Golden Ace here tonight. A big return for Christy Reeves.
That's what I was going to say. First of all, welcome back, Christy Reeves. It's always good to see absolutely astonishing talent back in the ring like Christy Reeves was to this women's division. I am so excited, man. What the hell?
And it's good to get that bit of that unholy alliance back between her and Violet Grimm. That is clearly back on the playing field, as she was the person chosen by the Undisputed Women's Champion.
Violet Grimm is already enough of a force on her own, but now with Christy Reeves on her side, that's just adding strength to an already powerful force.
It's going to be a very interesting situation.
Scary.
Very interesting situation indeed, guys, because what happens here if Christy gets a pinfall win against the #1 contender in Amber Reed? Does Christy Reeves have an argument for that Undisputed Championship, which she even won it, because of the relationship she has with Grimm?
I think you propose a great question there, Cass. It is going to be interesting to see what Christy Reeves does, but I'm so glad that she's back, but she has not faced Amber Reed yet, and we're going to have to see how she handles this obstacle.
It's a big obstacle here, like you just said, Dakota. Amber Reed has been very impressive to anybody here in the UKW Women's Division, and I think it's all about how the opening of this match goes. We see Reed clearly try to get the advantage with a waist lock, but Reeves was not having that. But these two are going back and forth here in the lockup. And like I said, it's all about who gets that opening flurry, who gets that opening bout, but it's also about whose resilience comes out and takes a key step. Oh, now look at that, a reset by Reeves and Reed. And both of these women look ready to throw down here on Renegade. Big knee by Reed. Went for another one. Reeves counters out, switches her inside, and now sends her off the ropes. And look at that pop-up into the knee and a kick to the back of the head. And it looks like Christy Reeves hasn't lost a step in her months of being off.
Definitely not really taking it to Amber Reed right now.
And guys, we really got to think about how big of a match this has, a big of a card this has been for UKW Renegade. We get the return of Mason Andrews, the return of Christy Reeves. This is a big reintroducing of some guys and girls that have taken a bit of a step back, taken some time off, rehab some injuries. It's a big match here.
What a better time going into pay-per-views like London Lockdown. We're getting closer to Wild Card. This is a great time to come back to UKW and implant yourself in the narrative right now that is new talent, and just remind them what is going on with the old talent, that you're still here to make your own wave and to make your own name.
It's a very,
it's 100% the perfect time to be a part of the UKW faithful, because you get to see all these surprises and a lot of great matches and all these other developments and whatnot.
Now look at Reeves. Reeves was going to go for a big move, but Reed caught her. Reed now cinches underneath. Kept up by Reed into the Pele kick. A beautiful kick by Reed, and now Reed is calling up Reeves. Amber runs in off and looks for that running knee strike. Now it's going to take the time to go to the apron. Reed looking, frog splash to the back. and then locks in the knee across the back in the camel clutch. This is a beautiful, beautiful
combo.
Yeah, like I was just about to say, beautiful combo here from Reed. It's all about the damage that Christy can endure. And it looks like she can endure a whole hell of a lot with that kick force into the knee. And then another knee strike from Reeves. Reeves now going top rope on Reed. Reed in trouble. Reeves off the top. Look at the moonsault connect with Amber. Into the cover. Off of the moonsault, referee into position. Counts 1, counts 2, but the kick out by Amber Reed. Like I said, I really do think this is a monumental opportunity for Christy Reeves, because you have a woman that is in the Undisputed Women's Championship match at Red, White, and Bruised, and was in the championship match at Smash as well. And how big of an opportunity this could be for Reeves. But it could also be a major, major learning point if you're Amber Reed. Showcase to Grim that you're not willing to take the step back.
It's 100% a way to get ahead if you're Amber Reed, because you know that Christy Reeves, you know, in a way emulates what Violet Grimm brings to the table. So you're kind of getting, you know, like I don't want to disrespect Christy Reeves by saying this, but you're kind of getting the scout team version of Violet Grimm, if that makes any sense.
Oh my God, and now Reeves into the lung blower, off of the cover, and now a kick out by Reed. And like we were just closer to that scenario, like I had mentioned, of what happens if Reeves beats Reed, because you got to think that, oh my God, Reeves was going to go over the top on Reed, and Reed wasn't having it. Reed moved out of the way and now has gained herself on the apron, and now off the rope looking for the moonsault, but Reeves moves out of the way.
Almost had her chance there. Christy was able to get out of the way, and she's done that really well all night, guys.
She's had Reed very well scouted, and you got to think of, like Valente was saying, how much of that is from learning from Violet Grimm and the matches that Reed has had with Grimm.
Exactly. Watching film, studying, knowing she was coming back. This is a great opportunity, like you said, Cass, for her to get in and maybe defeat Amber Reed. And got to talk about who's really the #1 contender.
Because Draya's got her rematch, and Christy was very much involved with the finish at Pinnacle with Grimm and Dior. So you got to think that Drya has some unfinished business now with Christy Reeves. But now look at Violet. I mean, look at Christy deliver a hell of a move to Reed and just send her back careening off of that ring post.
Ever since Violet
has been shaken up, you know, every day it feels like.
And we know that.
Right on that.
And you're 100% right. We know that KS Carter is going to be making her return. The Dream Girl is going to be coming back eventually. This UKW women's roster is completely stacked, and Reed could be looking to send her message, an undevound message, to the Undisputed Women's Champion with a beautiful frog splash off of the top. And the cover on Reeves. That could be it right there. Counts 1, counts 2, now a kick out.
Christy able to stay in it.
And Dakota, this is a big match. It's a big moment, because Amber needs this momentum heading into Red, White, and Bruised.
She definitely does, but how is that body going to hold up if Christy Reeves continues doing more damage than it needs to be done?
And now look at Reed. Reed looking for that running drop kick, but Reeves moved out of the way. And you see Reed holding that back that was targeted by, oh my God, and then just smashes her face right down on the knee. That back that was targeted when sent into the ring post, and now Christy just wrenching on the face and the back of Amber Reed. Good Lord.
My goodness.
Has got Amber by the face. Just clawing. Oh, but no, Amber cinches underneath. Amber might now be in a position. She might be looking for that running drop kick now. She missed it last time. Is she going to miss it this time? Reed locked and loaded. What a drop kick.
My Lord.
And now into position for, oh my God, a massive golden A trigger. Into the cover, off of the golden A trigger. 2 count, no, a kick out by Christy. Christy just kicked out. Christy with the kick out. Christy with the kick out of Reed's golden A trigger.
Gotta love the resilience.
The elbow from Christy. Christy could be in a position now to try to take out Reed. Got her mid-range. And another bionic forearm. And lips up a lifeless Reed again. Now this could be it right here. Got her up on the shoulders. There's the backbreaker. The backbreaker onto Reed. The back that Christy has been targeting all match could be set. Right now, a kick out from Reed.
How the hell does Reed keep staying in this match? How the hell do both of these competitors?
It's a game fighter.
Off the ropes. Flies in. Look at the pop-up punch by Reed. Now Christy. Christy calling for that torture rack breaker again. Could be set. No, she's going to go instead. Kick to the midsection. And now look for a big flat. A massive flatliner. Christy now to the top. Could be looking for the win here with the moonsault delivered into the cover on Reed. There's no way Reed gets out of that one. No, and another kick out by the Golden Ace. I think this just shows a preview to the resiliency that is shown from Amber Reed.
You can take punishment. That's the thing with the big match coming up. You don't want to take that much punishment.
You still got a couple of weeks, though, that you can sit back and try to relax, try to revibrate yourself. So I do understand Amber taking this match because the ability to get herself in match ready, match form. And a whip for a hurricane run off the ropes. Reed caught her. What the hell is this? Look at Reed. Package power bomb. Oh my God, just crumpled the neck of Christy Reeves. Now Reed off the
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh my God.
And Reed has really flipped a switch.
Oh my God, into the Meteora. I think you're 100% hitting it, Dakota. I think Reed has completely flipped the switch here. Frog splash off the top. Good Lord.
And it is not looking like it's about to end well for Christy Reeves.
No, it is not. Amber is calling up Reeves. Steps inside. Look at that big elbow. And another. No. No, Christy ducked underneath. Went for the bionic forearm. Counter.
I was wrong.
No, and look at the fire back from Reed. The fire back from Reed. Stunning. Christy. But Christy denies it. Catches the leg. Spins her inside. Cinches underneath. Look at the knee smash. Now here we go. She's calling. She is calling for Reed to get to her feet. Shot to the midsection. Countered out. Reed DDT. What a DDT. And now Reed in position. Guys, this could be all set and over. A-trigger. No. She went for the golden A-trigger. Christy moved out of the way. Oh, but Amber's not going to have it. Elbow. And another elbow delivered. Sling blade as well by the Golden Ace. Amber now back in the corner, calling up Christy Reeves.
Doesn't miss twice.
She's gonna go, has her up. There's the air raid neck breaker, which is normally the prelude to a massive Golden A trigger. In the cover. There's one. There's two. A game Christy Reeves is not enough to knock off an ace. Amber Reed continues what is setting to be one of the biggest runs for a UKW women's competitor ever. Nobody has been on a hot streak like Amber Reed is on, and that hot streak could culminate with an undisputed title win at Red, White, and Bruised. But guys, we are now set for our main event of the evening. Rick Boom, Myers, Geek, Parker Peterson, Connor Irwin, as well as a mystery opponent are all set for a massive over-the-top rope battle royal, guys. You gotta thank Rick Boom is wanting to get back into the title scene. Same thing with Peterson. Geek wants to get in the title scene. Myrise wants to make an impact. Connor Irwin wants to recover after his loss at Smash to Tyler Drake. All of these men have big reasons to want to win this matchup.
And you're exactly right, and I think the standout of this match is going to be Myrise. Myrise had an absolute great debut, but he is the standout here. He is the guy with only one match under his belt. He is the guy that's going to be the one to target. So I'm excited to see how these veterans will take notice of Myrise. I want to see if they're going to go for him first. I want to see how they're going to target it. Like you said, there's a lot of guys here that want to climb back up on that mountain. So I'm excited to see which they offer and how they're going to do it.
Yeah, there's a few people in this match with sour taste in their mouth. Like, for example, this guy right here, Parker Peterson, he was inches, seconds, milliseconds, if you will, away from the World Championship. But, of course, it was interrupted by Richard Ward. And you know, he's been left with the bad taste in his mouth. Same with, I'm blanking for a second. Give me 1 second. Then you got guys like Geek, who just recently, split with their tag team partner. He's trying to find his own resume in the solos world, and this is the perfect opportunity right here. So, and then you got Myrise as well. Myrise is, a fresh competitor, fresh wheels here, and he's already made a huge impact just in one match. So everybody has their stake in this. Connor Irwin also with a sour taste in his mouth. He just recently lost to Tyler Drake.
Like, I'm very, that's kind of what I agree with. Like, and it's even more than that too. Is like, for example, Myrise and Boom. Boom is who Myrise faced in his opening match, and Myrise held a victory over Boom. So if you're Rick Boom, would you want to team up with a guy like Connor Irwin to help get Myrise out of this match? Because it has nothing to do with a pinfall situation. It's all based on over the top rope.
Yeah, I finally caught my train of thought. Rick Boom was the other person that I was talking about, sour taste in his mouth. His world championship, opportunity was upended by Austin Wallace. And, he's also trying to find his way back to the top of the mountain because he believes he was screwed. And you know what? I agree with him. But you can't hold that forever. You got to capitalize on every opportunity you're given, put that in the past, and focus on now.
So you make a good point, and I think I agree with you definitely on that. But there's two guys in this match, like you just mentioned, who have that in common, and that is Rick Boom and Parker Peterson. Parker Peterson was screwed by Richard Warden, and Rick Boom was screwed by Austin Wallace. So I want to see if they want to channel that and maybe team up here a little bit.
It's a little bit of that too, and then you got to play into how big of a point is it to the mystery opponent, because the mystery opponent, none of the five guys know who it is, so he really is holding all the cards, all the advantage.
I would definitely be an underdog. No guys have been able to watch how that person wrestles, who it is. But a guy who's also been on a roll in the Geek Slays, he has been absolutely phenomenal ever since Pinnacle.
Yeah, he kind of took his step away from the Anarchist, kind of took his step away from Anthony Gardner very forcefully, I might add. Forcefully removing Gardner from the roster, and really took out Gardner. Gardner hasn't been seen ever since. So now you got to think, is Geek gonna take that advantage that he wanted to be a solos champion, wanted to be a singles champion? This is the first opportunity he's had to cash in on that opportunity. And you got to think, if you're Geek, it's all about the opportunities. It's all about taking that next step.
Also, we got to think, we talk about Myrise. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe Myrise relies on the Killshot Foundation with Mercer Hoslow and Travis Aaron. Maybe they somehow come out tonight and help him in this match. That's a big factor to take in.
100%. But I really do think that the biggest advantage in this match has got to be Myrise. Myrise is the person that has a definite 100% high element offense. He is the person that people here in the match know the least about, because like you said, Dakota, he only has one match against Boom, and he looked very decisive in that match. but nobody comes out in their first match and shows all their cards.
Definitely not. And a guy with a chip on his shoulder has to be Parker Peterson. We think the last week's Renegade where Parker took on Rio. If Parker would have won that, he would have become the #1 contender. Rio was able to win it, so Parker's got him.
Exactly. He wouldn't even have had to been in this battle royal.
Exactly. He would have had that opportunity against Alex Young. He missed it.
He was given the second chance to even be in the battle royal.
It's definitely a lot of factors. But I'm excited to see who the mystery opponent is. That's my focus point tonight.
And of course, as well, we would like to send the condolences to Rio because ideally we wouldn't have even wanted to have this main event match, this battle royal, if what wouldn't have happened last week wouldn't have happened. But it is a major opportunity for guys like Myers, Geek, Irwin, Peterson, Boom, and whoever the mystery opponent is as well. It's a massive, massive opportunity.
Definitely is. And like you said, we want to get out our condolences to Rio. We hope he makes a steady recovery. But tonight we're going to see what these guys have to offer.
And you've got to think Myers. Myers is in such good hands when it comes to his showcase here at UKW because he is backed by Mercer Hoslow and Travis Aaron. And I really do think that sets Myers to be in a really good spot, maybe a better spot than anybody else in this match, because he is back and has himself in such good hands.
Also, he's a guy that has everything to gain right now. Not much to lose. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Myers is definitely a big key here in this match. He's definitely a top dog that I can see pulling this out. But there's one thing the mystery opponent does have, and that's not knowing. Nobody knows how he wrestles. Nobody's seen film on him. Nobody knows what he is or what he might bring to the ring. So I'm excited what he's going to do, and I'm excited to see who it is. But my two biggest factors here tonight are Mercer and the mystery opponent, or Myers and the mystery opponent.
100%. I think that those are the people that are coming into this match with the biggest opportunity, because of course the mystery opponent, you don't know who it is, and then with Myers you know the least about. So I'm excited because all 5 of the guys that were announced are at ringside or in the ring in the terms of Myers' case, and now it is going to see who that mystery opponent was. And guys, that is absolutely perfect. It is a returning Kareem Honey Badger Hall. Honey Badger is flat in UKW.
My goodness, what a return it is. Man, we've had some returns tonight, huh? Mason Andrews and now Kareem Hall. If anybody deserves it, it's this guy. Welcome back.
A massive, massive match. Now set in stone, but Kareem recovered from that back injury from Griffin Parcher and in that Cruiserweight Championship match. And now Kareem wants to get his hands back on another championship opportunity, and he can do this here tonight in this Battle Royal.
This is a great opportunity. I think Valente would think so too. Valente, what does Kareem have to do to go up against these other opponents? What does Kareem have to bring to the ring? He's been on rest for a while.
Well, I think he already has the element of surprise, right? Nobody around knew that it was going to be Kareem, but Kareem knew everyone that was going to be in this match. So he has the element of surprise right now. That is the one thing he does have. However, the rust and the health overall, I can't speak on. It's really all about how he feels with it and you know, how he flows in the ring. But he's gonna have to, you know, do what he does best if he wants to, you know, get past these other 5 guys. Because we know this guy's super impressive, and at his peak, he definitely is one of the best in UKW. So, I mean, you just gotta be you.
And you see Kareem and Geek working on each other. Boom and Irwin, Myers and Peterson. It's all going to see who gets the upper hand, and Geek has made it a key point to target Kareem Hall. It's all going to be on who gets the upper hand, guys.
Oh, he is, and there's going to be chaos throughout the whole match we're not able to keep up as best as we can, but these guys are just going to be beating each other to death to who gets that shot at Alex Young.
And you got to think that there's maybe a lot of, especially in the terms of guys that were cool with Rio, guys like Parker Peterson, guys like Connor Irwin, guys like Kareem Hall. There might be some bad blood there towards Alex Young.
It definitely could be, no doubt.
Oh, and now look at Myers. Myers tossed out Boom, but Boom countered out. Now back in the ring and now going back and forth with Myers. And this is what I was talking about. These two already have that beef from last week. So it's cool to see if Myers and Boom are how they're going to handle each other. But Peterson was the first sent over, and he was sent over by Geek. Geek looking to take his opportunity, get his first shot at a single championship gold here in UKW. Oh, but now look at Kareem.
Goodness, Johnny Cage has not looked the same recently. Man.
You got to think, it's got to be a lot. It's got to be a lot of how much that feeds into him. How much that loss to Andre Simmons, he can't get past it. Because, think about it, that's life-changing. He has the World Heavyweight Champion beat twice on 2 separate occasions. And he just can't get past the fact that that opportunity passed him by.
He is, and I love Parker Peterson. I hope he finds a way to get over that. He's such a great talent. He's got to let the past be the past. It's time to move forward, or else UKW's roster and talent is going to move forward without you.
Now look at Kareem. Kareem, I've been looking to get rid of Boom. Kareem now in the corner. Oh my God, what a shot to Boom.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coda. That's something that I, live by.
And
that's something I live by with the, it doesn't matter what you're going through, in the ring, outside of the ring, you gotta get past it because everyone knows, regardless of what is happening in your mind, the world keeps spinning on its axis, whether you're ready or not. So
and
you need to get past your mental issues and push forward.
And we have a big moment. We have a big moment right there, guys. 3 separate eliminations have just happened.
And like that,
Geek.
It's down to Kareem and Myers.
Well, I guess I really shouldn't say what I was going to say about Parker Peterson. I'd be lying.
Now you see these two going back and forth, Myers and Kareem, but Geek, Boom, and Irwin all sent out by Myers and Kareem, and a big square off now between the leader of KSF and the returning Honey Badger Hall. Kip up by Kareem. Kareem powers through that Pele kick into the super kick. Myers lays out Hall.
And honestly, it might be unexpected, but we should have thought about this. 2 guys that don't have as much film as the others.
Oh
2 guys who have something to prove. Oh my Lord.
What a spinning back fist by Kareem. Kareem, now opportunity may present itself. 630 senton. Now Kareem has laid out Myers, middle of the ring. But he's got to get Myers over the top. As Myers on the ropes, off the ropes, lariat over the top goes Myers. Kareem Hall, in his return, gets a big win. And that has set the match up, guys. Kareem Hall will head to Washington, D.C. to challenge the now Alex Young for that Internet Championship. What a massive match that is. So much on the table for Kareem Honey Badger Hall, as well as for the Internet Champion Alex Young. All right, guys, we were ready to close off the show, but I guess not, because it seems like that A-list Austin Wallace has wants a word.
Once again, you people find yourselves in the presence of greatness. No. Scratch that. You're looking at the greatest professional wrestler in the history of the world. And I don't say that for your damn approval. No. Because I don't need that. Austin Wallace doesn't need that. I say it because it's a damn fact. You know, I've stood on some of the biggest stages this business has to offer. I've held titles, I've broken records, and I've ended careers. And I've done it all with style, class, and the kind of talent that people like you couldn't even comprehend. But let's talk about Pinnacle. Pinnacle. The night that I lost the ACW World Heavyweight Championship. One of the lowest moments of my career. And believe me, there haven't been many. But here's what separates legends from everyone else. Legends don't stay down. They reload. So now, I've made it my mission, my destiny, that when I return to ACW, I'm returning as a world heavyweight champion. And I'm gonna do that by walking into UKW, into your precious little playground, and ripping the World Heavyweight Championship out of the hands of your so-called MVP. Most valuable player. Please, man. The only reason he calls himself that is because he hasn't stepped into the ring with anyone on the level of Austin Wallace. He hasn't faced true greatness. He hasn't stood eye to eye with a man who was born for gold, bred for greatness, and built to dominate. At Red, White, and Bruised, I'm gonna show Washington, D.C. what those colors really stand for. Not your cheap little fireworks or your plastic patriotism, nah. But British excellence. The red, white, and blue of a superior wrestling machine. A man who will walk into that match a challenger and leave as the UKW World Heavyweight Champion. So, MVP, shine that title up real nice, boy. Say your little prayers. Make your cute little Instagram post. Because when Austin Wallace walks through those ropes, your reign ends and history will be made. UKW, get ready to witness your new World Heavyweight Champion. The only true MVP. The name on everybody's lips. Austin Bloody Wallace.
Wallace with some strong weight. Wait, what the hell? Guys, that's Dollar Drake Valley driver.
You can say it's justified after earlier in the night.
Drake just laid out the #1 contender for Red, White, and Bruised.